Never let anyone move into your home. And no, I'm not talking about burglars or sketchy roommates. I'm talking about the people you trust most, the ones you think you're helping, because what starts as a favor can quietly destroy everything you've built. Look, I get it. Someone you care about needs a place to stay. Maybe it's a friend who lost their job. Maybe it's a family member going through a rough patch. Maybe it's someone you've known for years, and they promise it's just temporary, just a few weeks, just until they get back on their feet. And you think, why not? You've got the space. You want to help. But here's what nobody tells you about letting people move into your home. It changes everything, and not in the way you think. Your home is not just four walls and a roof. It's your sanctuary. It's the one place in this world where you get to make the rules, where you get to breathe, where you recharge after dealing with everything life throws at you. It's where you can be yourself without performing for anyone. And the moment you let someone else move in, that sanctuary starts to disappear. At first it seems fine. They're grateful. They're respectful. They keep to themselves. But then something shifts. Slowly. So slowly you don't even notice it happening. Suddenly there are dishes in the sink that aren't yours. The bathroom isn't available when you need it. Your routine gets interrupted. Your quiet mornings aren't quiet anymore. Your evenings aren't yours. You can't walk around your own home the way you used to. You start adjusting your behavior in your own space. And here's where it gets tricky. You can't say anything because you're the one who offered. You're the one who said yes. So now you're stuck in this weird position where you're annoyed in your own home but feel guilty for being annoyed. You start tiptoeing around problems instead of addressing them because you don't want to seem ungrateful or mean. After all, you're helping them, right? You're doing a good thing. But what about your peace? What about your mental health? What about the space you worked hard to create for yourself? Because let's be real, you didn't just stumble into having your own place. You earned it. You paid for it. You built it. And now you're expected to share it without complaint. And if you do complain, you're the bad guy. The Stoics understood something crucial about boundaries. Marcus Aurelius wrote about protecting your inner citadel, that sacred space within you that nobody gets to invade. But how are you supposed to protect your inner peace when your outer peace is constantly being disrupted? When someone else's energy is constantly filling your space? It's almost impossible. And this isn't about being selfish. This is about understanding that your home is an extension of you. It reflects your values, your habits, your standards. When someone moves in, they bring their values, their habits, their standards. And unless you're incredibly lucky, those things don't line up perfectly with yours. So now you're in a constant state of negotiation in your own home. Negotiating noise levels, negotiating cleanliness, negotiating boundaries that shouldn't need to be negotiated because it's your space. Let me tell you what really happens when someone moves into your home. And I'm not talking about the obvious stuff like them eating your food or taking long showers. I'm talking about the subtle ways it changes the entire dynamic of your life. First, you lose your ability to decompress properly. After a long day, you used to come home, close the door, and just exist. No performance, no small talk, no energy given to anyone else. But now you walk through that door and there's someone there. Someone who wants to chat. Someone who's had a bad day and needs to vent. Someone who's bored and wants company. And even if they don't say anything, their presence is there. You can feel it. Your home is no longer your retreat. It's become a shared space where you have to be on, even when you're exhausted. Second, your standards start to slip. Maybe you're someone who keeps a clean home. Everything has its place. You do your dishes right away. You keep surfaces clear. But now there's someone else who doesn't have those same standards. They leave things out. They let dishes pile up. They don't clean up after themselves the way you do. And you have two choices. Either you clean up after them, which builds resentment, or you let it slide, which means living in a way that makes you uncomfortable. Either way, you lose. Third, your routines get destroyed. The Stoics were big on routine. Epictetus talked about how disciplined daily practices create a strong character. But routines need consistency. They need space. They need you to be able to control your environment. When someone else is in your home, Your routines bend around their schedule, their needs, their chaos. Your morning routine? Interrupted. Your workout time? Disrupted. Your quiet reading hour? Gone. And when your routines fall apart, everything else starts to crumble too. Fourth, the financial strain. Even if they're supposed to be contributing, it rarely works out evenly. Your utility bills go up. Your groceries disappear faster. Little things that weren't expenses before suddenly are. And if you bring it up, you look petty. You look like you're nickel and dimming someone who's already struggling. So you absorb the cost. You tell yourself it's fine. But it adds up. And it's not just the money, it's the principle. You're being taken advantage of, but you can't say anything without looking like the villain. Fifth, and this is the big one, you become responsible for their emotions. When they're having a bad day, it affects the energy of your entire home. When they're stressed, you feel it. When they're going through something, you're going through it too because it's happening in your space. You can't escape it. You can't close your bedroom door and pretend it's not happening because it is happening right there in your home. And somehow you start feeling obligated to fix it, to make them feel better, to help them through it. Not because you necessarily want to, but because their emotional state is now directly impacting your quality of life. The Stoics taught that we can't control external events, but we can control our responses. Seneca said that true power comes from inner tranquility. But how are you supposed to maintain inner tranquility when your external environment is in constant chaos? When every day brings a new issue that you didn't create but now have to deal with? It's like trying to meditate in the middle of a construction site. And here's what makes it even worse. You start to resent them. Not because they're bad people, but because they're in your space. Because what was supposed to be temporary has stretched on. Because they're not trying as hard as they said they would. Because they've gotten comfortable, too comfortable. They're not in survival mode anymore. They're in settled mode. And you realize that they're not actually planning to leave anytime soon. You drop hints. You ask about their job search. You mention apartments you've seen available. But nothing changes, because why would it? They've got it good. Free or cheap rent. Someone who cares about them. A stable environment. Why would they rush to leave? And you can't just kick them out without feeling terrible, without everyone thinking you're heartless. So you're stuck. Meanwhile, your relationships suffer. You can't have people over the way you used to because someone else is always there. You can't be spontaneous. You can't have privacy with your partner if you have one. Every aspect of your personal life now has an audience. And if you try to ask the person staying with you to give you space or make themselves scarce, you feel like you're being rude. In your own home, your mental health takes a hit too. You start feeling anxious in the place that's supposed to make you feel calm. You start avoiding going home because home isn't peaceful anymore. You stay out longer. You make excuses to be elsewhere. And that's insane when you think about it. You're avoiding your own home, the place you pay for, the place you worked hard to have, because someone else has made it uncomfortable to be there. And nobody talks about this. Nobody warns you. When you tell people you're letting someone move in, they say things like, "That's so generous," or "You're such a good friend," or "Family helps family." But they don't tell you about the cost, the real cost, not the financial one. The cost to your peace, your freedom, your sense of self in your own space. The Stoics were firm believers in knowing your limits, in understanding what you can handle and what you can't, in not overextending yourself just to appear virtuous. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we shouldn't do things just to be seen as good by others. We should do things that actually align with our capacity and our values, and sometimes saying no is the most aligned thing you can do. So here's the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Letting someone move into your home is one of the fastest ways to destroy a relationship. Not because anyone is necessarily doing anything wrong, but because proximity without boundaries breeds contempt. Because living with someone reveals everything about them. And not all of it is good, because the power dynamic gets weird when one person owns the space and the other is just staying there, You start noticing things you never noticed before, how they handle stress, how they treat shared spaces, how they respond when things don't go their way. And sometimes what you notice makes you lose respect for them, makes you see them differently. And once you see someone differently, it's hard to unsee it. And they start resenting you too, even though you're the one helping them, because nobody likes feeling dependent. Nobody likes feeling like they're a burden. So they start finding fault with you, criticizing little things, creating problems where there aren't any. It's a defense mechanism. If they can make you the bad guy in some way, they don't have to sit with the discomfort of needing your help. This is the moment where everything clicks, where you realize that what you thought was kindness was actually self-sacrifice. And not the noble kind, the destructive kind. The kind where you give away something essential about yourself. Your peace, your space, your freedom, and get nothing but stress in return. The Stoics distinguished between things within our control and things outside of it. Your home? That's within your control. Who gets to be in it? Within your control. And when you give that control away, even with good intentions, you're setting yourself up for suffering. Epictetus said that we should guard our freedom above all else. And your home is the physical manifestation of your freedom. Think about it like this. Every person operates at a certain frequency. You've built your home to match your frequency. Everything in it, from how it's organized to how it feels, reflects who you are and how you function best. When someone else moves in, they bring their frequency with them. And unless those frequencies match, which they rarely do, there's going to be constant friction, constant static, constant disruption. You can't fix this by being more accommodating. You can't fix it by setting more boundaries, although boundaries help in the short term. The only real fix is understanding that some forms of help are too costly, that it's okay to say no, that protecting your sanctuary isn't selfish, it's necessary. And here's what I wish someone had told me earlier. The people who get upset with you for not letting them move in or for asking them to leave, they don't respect your boundaries anyway. They're not thinking about your well-being. They're thinking about their convenience. And that's not someone you want in your space to begin with. Real friends, real family, they understand that your home is sacred. They wouldn't want to impose. They wouldn't want to disrupt your peace. They'd find another solution. They'd ask for help in other ways. Help finding a place, help with a deposit, help with job connections. But they wouldn't ask you to sacrifice your sanctuary unless there was absolutely no other option. So, what do you do if someone is already living with you and it's become a problem? You have the hard conversation, you give them a clear timeline, you help them find alternatives, you offer support in ways that don't involve them living in your space. And yes, it will be uncomfortable. Yes, they might be upset. Yes, people might judge you, but your peace is worth more than their approval. The Stoics practiced what they called negative visualization, imagining worst-case scenarios to prepare for them. Imagine what your life looks like 6 months from now if nothing changes. A year from now. Are you happy? Are you at peace? Or are you quietly suffering in your own home, waiting for someone else to make a change that they have no incentive to make? Your home is not just a building. It's the foundation of your life. It's where you rest, where you recharge, where you become yourself again after facing the world. When you let someone move into that space, you're not just sharing square footage. You're sharing your peace, your routine, your freedom, and your mental health. The Stoics taught us to live with intention, to make choices that align with our values and protect our inner tranquility. They taught us that real strength isn't about how much you can endure. It's about knowing what to accept and what to reject. It's about understanding that some battles aren't worth fighting, and some sacrifices aren't worth making. Letting someone move into your home might seem like a small favor, a temporary inconvenience, a way to help someone you care about. But it's rarely small, it's rarely temporary, and the cost is almost always higher than you expect. You can help people in countless ways without giving up your sanctuary. You can offer financial support. You can help them find resources. You can be there emotionally. You can give your time, your advice, your connections, but your home, that's yours. And it should stay that way. This isn't about being cold or uncaring. It's about recognizing that you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't help others if you're drowning in resentment and stress. You can't be a good friend or family member if you're quietly falling apart in your own space. Protect your home. Protect your peace. Protect the sanctuary you've built. Not because you're selfish, but because it's the foundation of everything else in your life. When your home is right, everything else has a chance to be right too. When your home is chaos, everything else crumbles. The people who matter will understand. The people who don't understand are showing you exactly why they shouldn't be in your space anyway. Trust your instincts. Trust that feeling in your gut that says something is off. That whisper that tells you this isn't working. Listen to it, honor it, act on it. Your home is your kingdom, and a wise ruler doesn't let anyone move into the throne room, no matter how good their story is. If this hit home, subscribe for more truth that nobody else wants to say.